You guys, again, we have a really nice truck. Okay, so this is a 2020 GMC Sierra four-wheel drive, but it is the Elevation Edition. So I think there's higher trim level packages. He was saying this is Mr. Dave Deutsch's truck. So the Elevation package is incredibly color matched. The outside of the exterior of the truck is all it's all painted and everything. It's really nice. So totally chrome deleted other than the badges. So the interesting thing about the Elevation Edition is it kind of brings up a pretty good subject for a video. So trucks, we get trucks in here once every like 2 or 3 months, and either the truck is really cool for a brand new truck right off the lot, or the combination of it's a really cool truck and they somehow got an exceptional deal. Okay, so right now, because of everything that's going on, the incentive packages on trucks are real. So Dave, the owner of Deutsch Off-Road, he has a car dealer's license, right? And he could, as always, I gotta be careful backing this up. So he could go get a truck with, I'm sure, his dealer incentives, and he's been in the industry, he knows everybody. So anyways, but this isn't one of his normal trucks. He doesn't buy trucks, he likes Jeeps, I believe, for the most part. I shouldn't say doesn't like trucks. He specializes in Jeeps, but trucks are really nice too. So I think what happened was the incentives right now are so good on trucks. He went over there and talked to him, and the incentive loadout was a way better deal than he could even do with his dealership license. So anyways, he bought this truck. So some of the other ones, and the reason this story comes up, so the Elevation Edition, about 2 or 3 years ago, and the story is if you're a consumer, how to get a truck off of a dealership for a crazy discount. Okay, and it doesn't always have to be in the middle of the apocalypse. So there was these 4 blacked out Sierra editions, and what had happened is these 4 trucks were in the back of a dealership, right, back in the yard, and so they had not made it up to the lot in a timely manner, and so they realized they were there, and they pulled these 4 trucks up, and probably something to the effect of the sales manager said, hey, get rid of these trucks today. So whoever walked through the door, and sales manager, when they say get rid of trucks, I don't think that what happens is they don't start calling all their friends and try and give their friends hookups, right? The hookups go to the customers that walk through the door. So they tell them to get rid of these Elevation Edition packages, and we're gonna do something different. We're just gonna park it. So these people that walk through the door, they walk through for random reasons, like getting an oil change, picking their girlfriend's truck up. I mean, we're talking about pretty random stuff, right? So they walk through, and the sales guy goes, hey, you buying a truck today? And the guy goes, no, not really. Come take a look at this. So this is what, because I did these 4 Elevations that sold, I did 2 of the trucks, right? Both of them said the same story. They weren't even there for a truck. So the sales guy goes, hey, take a look at this. It turns out that it's like $10,000 off of the price of the truck. So they snagged that. Another one was this guy, so dealerships, they'll do stuff with these stuff, random stuff. So there was a Jeep Gladiator, and they had put like a 3.2 lift on it, tires and wheels, and then the owner of the dealership loaned it to his friend who was here for a golf tournament, who was a golfer, pro golfer, loaned it to him. Pro golfer, he just drove around the city, and when he was done, he drove it back to Vegas, where he was living, and dropped it off at a dealership there, and then they transported it back, and then it was on the lot. So they got it for like 12 grand off, and only had like 1,000 miles on it. I'm not sure why only 1,000 miles on the vehicle is such a dramatic discount, but it was the same thing. It was just sitting there. He went over there for some random reason, snags this Jeep. The other one is my buddy Jeremy, actually. Just got it was the same thing. The owner of the dealership does like a 3.2 lift on it, tire, wheels, puts like 2,000 miles on it, and then it's on the lot. Jeremy walks in there for a random reason. Sales guy's like, hey, you here for a truck? He says no. He goes, well, I got a truck you're not gonna be able to pass up. Ends up driving out of the dealership with a truck. So right now you can go in and negotiate, I think, just because I don't know if sales are low or not, but they're really pressing all these finance packages and everything. But the common denominator that these people have that snag these crazy deals is they're not making friends with the dealership. They're not calling them. They're not like calling them saying, hey, I'm a veteran, what's your discount you can do for me? It's totally random. They walk into the dealership. It just happens to be that for some reason they're pushing a truck off the lot for some, at that time. So if you're in the market for a truck, and I think if I were to go buy a brand new truck, the way I would, now that I've talked to so many people that have bought new trucks, the way I would play it out is I would probably, for about 6 months, every other weekend, go to 1 or 2 dealerships and just walk in and be like, hey, what are the deals on the lot right now? And see what they got, see what you can snag. But it's possible to get a practically brand new truck off the lot for over $10,000 off. I do see regularly Dodge trucks with the Cummins in them. Not sure what the reason is for that, but they do. They must get stocked up on them or whatnot. But regularly, I'll see when the year lapses. So whatever the previous year is. So if it's, like right now, if you go and you try and buy a 2019 Dodge and you're not picky about the color or the package or whatnot, you just go down to the dealership. Be willing to take what they have. You probably can snag 10 grand off on a Cummins truck right now. Anyways, let's get out of Dave's truck. We'll walk around and see how cool some of the features are on this truck. Push button start. So we just did the bedliner, of course. People that buy new trucks regularly, they know just get the bedliner done right away. But anyways, this is actually the first time I've had one of these new tailgates in here, and they're pretty neat. I wasn't sure what I thought about them just from reading the paper or seeing them on the street or whatnot. But so check it out. There's 2 different buttons here. One works this top panel. And what I saw in the advertisement was, you can have your laptop on here at the job site, sign paperwork. I can actually see that being pretty useful. There's also in here a place for 4 speakers. So this lifts up. You can have speakers in here, stereo, right? So that's pretty neat. Be interesting to see what they do with that. So this closes, right? Now this little tailgate drops down. You've probably seen that. And then you can hit this other one again. If I can get it right. So that pops down, and then this is a step. But you still have the stereo system down there, which is pretty neat. So you got steps to get up in there. This is the first time I've seen a handle mounted in anything other than a Ford. It's really solid too, so you can, I'm not going to step all over his truck, but pretty easy to step up there, get in the truck. It's nice. This tailgate's a little heavy because it has everything going on with it, but it's all spring loaded, so off the truck it was heavy, but on the truck it still feels pretty light. So that Elevation Edition back here, all color matched. The only thing that's still chrome on it is badges, but that's pretty easy to delete. I'd imagine that's one of the first things it's going to do. Pretty cool wheels. Let's check out the front. This looks pretty sharp. I like that. So the front end is a little bit different than the Silverado. The Silverado has kind of a, I don't know, it looks really aggressive. This is very balanced looking. I like it. All color matched, but so Deutsch Off-Road, they don't mess around. Probably here, pretty likely go over there, like their page. This one, he said it's getting full suspension, 35-inch tires, and they have all kinds of resources available to them over there. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see what they do with this truck, and it's going to be a shop truck. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. Anyways, guys, thank you. I'm Paul for Bedliner Veterans. If you need a bedliner, call me 480-559-1177, and we'll catch you next time.